Happy new month! Welcome, welcome all, welcome one, welcome all to the month of August. It's officially 1 month to the Ember month and 4 more months to Christmas. When did we start this year? Honestly, I'm super excited, but I must say time is really flying. I can't believe 2025 is almost coming to an end.
I know. What a year it has been. So if I were to ask you, ladies, like, what has been the highlight of your year so far?
I traveled. I haven't traveled in like a year before. At least this year I've gone somewhere else.
Kathy is still thinking.
Oh, shit.
I don't have a highlight.
Too many.
But it's been such a... I mean, for me, I think I would say experiential. I think that's the word. And I've gotten to experience things, experience people, the hurts, the love. I've experienced it.
Which love? Just please qualify it properly. Love amongst friends.
No, oh la la.
Oh, what could you have?
Where are you going there? Love is love. As far as I'm concerned.
No.
So I don't know what you're talking about, but I've experienced love. There's love at home. But it's been a beautiful year, and the year has, it feels like the speed of light, because when did we say Happy New Year?
Honestly.
And we're in July already.
It's like the year is
and August. Sorry, August.
We're in August.
God.
This is where people begin to panic. Mm-hmm. It comes like a rubble. Small rumble in the jungle. Because we're in August.
Oh, please don't say that. Don't tell Lolo. Oh my God, the producers just said so. Lolo, did you hear?
They said it's National Girlfriend's Day. I don't know what that means, because how many celebrations do women want?
But do you know that actually it's supposed to be...
Valentine's Day is there. Which one is National
I'm sure there's National Boyfriend's Day.
And who does it concern?
Is there? Is there really?
No, for those that are really...
It's actually supposed to be celebration of sisterhood.
There are. There's National
No, like this National Girlfriend's Day is supposed to be celebration of sisterhood, like celebrating girls and all. But relationship people will not allow
us to rest.
No. They have colonized it.
I don't even understand it. Me, I just think, what is it?
Celebration. Can't we just have normal
Can't we just be normal?
Why are we complaining? Why are we complaining?
Guys, if you haven't started making plans, now is the time. Take it from the ladies on Jasiri. Now is the time to start making Christmas plans. Start buying your gifts now. Now is the time. Buy your rices. Buy your, because we're in August. So
say the Ember month.
I have opened our eyes and we're in August. So by the time we do this and open it again, we'll be in October. And once we're in October, just know it's the end of the year. Let's just be saying Happy New Year.
Abby. And those, and please, parents, say you know that we are about to enter school fees month.
I don't envy you.
Happy school fees week in advance.
I'm telling you, me that I'm going to have 3 grown adults in university.
No, don't say.
This month has been so challenging for me financially. I cannot even lie. I have struggled. You know, when you have grown adults in your house, you just find out that it's not like I'm not earning more, but their needs are just...
You're spending more than you're earning.
Skyrocketed. One single individual's needs can reach the sky and come back.
So you now begin to prioritize and begin to work with a plan. Things you can afford, things you can space out throughout.
I almost had to, if it's not shame, I wanted to write wish list.
Wish list?
Yeah, birthday.
I see people write wish list and put it on their bio or something.
No, but it's mostly for birthdays.
General life wish list.
Okay.
I want a second car. I want somebody to pay for 5 years rent.
One car.
Okay. I want that one.
5 years rent.
Yes.
And you don't want to celebrate National Girlfriend's Day, but you...
I don't need a boyfriend to do that.
No, I mean, they're celebrating
any
the
kind-hearted human being can decide to help.
Don't worry, write your wish list. I'm going to Shiloh very soon, so I can go with it.
That one too can
I love it. I will love it.
All right, welcome to Hot Topics Friday, right here on Jasiri. And as you can tell, the ladies are excited. I don't know if it's because of Friday or because it's August or because it's almost Christmas, because Catherine is already shopping in her mind and Lola is writing a wish list.
And I know exactly where to go and shop this.
Yes, and Catherine is wearing my outfit.
I know. I know.
Yeah, because after, you know, God can speak to her that, don't you think Lola will be more greeny in these?
What is more greedy? Anyways, you know what? While we still speak about flying time, okay, why is this because time flying? But time isn't the only thing that is flying, because our local Egusi has apparently flown so high, it's now intergalactic.
Gang.
I'm not even joking. Thursday, the 31st of July, 2025, at exactly 5:09 p.m., a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket lifted off from Cape Canaveral, Florida, headed straight to the International Space Station, carrying local Nigerian Egusi seeds from Oyo State. Even I haven't been to space, but Egusi apparently has. Now, this launch marks the first time any agricultural crop from Nigeria or West Africa is sent to space. And the mission, to study how Egusi behaves in microgravity, what genetic changes it undergoes, and explore its potential for future space farming in space food systems. So basically, the next time any space traveler goes to Mars, good food won't be their problem, because Egusi soup is on the menu. I'm just joking though, because there's still a long way to go. But this is a big win for Nigerian science, for culture, for Egusi lovers everywhere. And of course, special thanks to the mastermind behind this historic feat, Nigerian space expert Dr. Temidayo Oniosho. It's a very beautiful one. I saw it on social media, and someone was like, every other soup would now be jealous of Egusi. Because Egusi has gone to space.
How Egusi take reach there? Let's get into local parlance.
Well, I mean, clearly it's Nigeria.
It's lovely.
I actually think that Egusi had caught the eye of the entire world, because it seems like a soup that we almost found variations of it in almost every continent.
Okay,
There are seeds that are
maybe
in
we
the
should talk
same...
about the seeds. But probably there's some
almost
something.
everybody you see abroad. There's been this craze for fufu and Egusi all across the world. I'm sure maybe... And now I found out that even many continents or many places eats variations of it differently. A friend of mine whose mother lives in Mexico, she said there's another seed that is like close to Egusi, that sometimes sesame seeds. You know, they are in the same family, I want to believe. Maybe because they feel that a lot of people in Africa eat Egusi.
And maybe there's some hidden, because the truth is that we are so blessed in this country agriculturally. The problem is, as usual, organization, structure, and everything else in between. If we decided to take time and energy to study the different raw materials that we have in terms of food, you can't begin to imagine how rich it would be.
Yes,
but Egusi is a very... I know some people don't touch Egusi. There are some people I know they don't eat Egusi. It's the same way people don't like ogbono.
I agree with ogbono. Maybe the consistency. The viscosity
don't like
about
Egusi.
Egusi is...
one of my children does not like Egusi.
One of mine doesn't like ogbono.
That's the thing. And one likes ogbono, the other doesn't like Egusi. So it's yin-yang. But I think Egusi has some hidden properties. I'm excited.
And it has oil.
And it has
Maybe they can
oil.
put it to many uses. I know you can get oil out of Egusi.
Yeah.
So people make snacks out of it.
See, Egusi we don't see finish for you.
But
Egusi
it can
has
also
gone to
be,
space. Where are you?
and this is me speaking for other soups. I don't think that it's because it's better than the others. But I mean, jokes aside, I think that it could also be, you know, of course, there's been experiments about, you know, different food behavior, you know, how they behave in space. So I think that beyond Egusi seed, this is a win for Nigeria, because I think this is the first Nigerian item that is making it to space. So it's a win for Nigeria. I don't know what behavior they're studying there. But yes, it's a good thing that they're trying to, because, you know, they're saying that in the nearest future, I mean, people are already trying to, Musk is already trying to push people to Mars. So who knows, we can, instead of traveling overseas, we're now traveling over it's a beautiful one, and you know, thankfully, and I think that beyond this, I also want to spotlight the fact that we have representation across the globe. Because imagine if we didn't have a doctor or a scientist like this one to study because I mean, I don't think that any Westerner would want to study what business do they have with Egusi.
We've never been short of experts in Nigeria. Almost everywhere that we go, we excel at so many things. I've seen Nigerians stand in spaces that are unbelievable. And so I'm not even surprised that Nigeria is named among these countries. The only thing we lack here is enabling environment. If everything is as it should be, the kinds of people... Remember when Doctor came yesterday and was saying that how many people can do adequate research in Nigeria? And it's not like we don't have researchers. It's just that everything is not just here. Facility, stability.
So the basic things
are absent. So it's not their intellect. So kudos to Dr. Onioshu.
We are like Egusi seed. If you take us out of our habitat and put us where we flourish.
Let's take reactions to this, this story. Let's take reactions. Space travel is cool, but taking Egusi with you, that's next level Afrofuturism. Salute to Temidayo Onioshu.
Futurism.
Wow, Egusi seeds first mid-reach space. This is an amazing. I say, Egusi has reached there. Where are you? This is an amazing feat. Well done, bro. At Temidayo Onioshu. Niger to the world. Please congratulate him. Time to let your hustle get the potential to take Egusi to space like Temidayo Onioshu. Rethink it. This is your sign. Gentle soul. I feel you. What we grow in our backyards is now going beyond the stars. This is why indigenous research matters. Big win for Nigerian science.
I agree.
See brains that will help this country. Sigh. But our government has made life unfavorable for youth in all fields. See our best brains scattered all over the world and other countries benefiting from what they do. Good luck, bro. Egusi will get to space before me. Impressive. This is great, by the way. I think a lot of people...
Yeah, at least I'm so happy that a lot of people, at least, they're reacting to it positively.
Yeah.
I was going to, when somebody says congratulate him, I was thinking that you will ask them to give him, national honors. And come for the Super Falcons win again.
But there's been some arguments that probably if we were not squeezed tight here, as a people in Nigeria, we probably would not be able to thrive and take center stage in other parts of the world. I don't know, probably that's a conversation.
So by squeeze tight, what's the context? Because are we saying challenging ourselves? We already have enough challenges.
No, I think because the government has failed us, and Nigerians have to, I've always said on this table, I say we are mini governments unto ourselves here. There's no light to say, okay, let me put on my gen, let me get solar, let me get inverter. So everybody is just a mini government. So I think in the sense that because government isn't giving us what we want, we are forced to move out of our comfort zone, and we are herded.
Yeah, we're recreating. Sometimes they say when hardship hits, sometimes it brings out the giant inside of you. It's just like not knowing that you can surmount a wall. Just be chased by a lion.
Then you will
pivot the wall without even thinking you're doing anything. I think that's what Nigerians do. The more pressure they put on us, the more we evolve and look for more creative ways to thrive and live and survive. And
Nigerians are the true definition of there's always a way. And that's why I believe that. I mean, if anything, I feel we've had enough challenges that would move us to pivot, right? And Nigerians, we think 10 times faster, 10 times smarter, because we're always calculating. For example, if you go outside, if you're driving, you're driving for yourself. In Nigeria, you are driving and calculating, this madman, we want to enter. That one, 3 cars ahead of me, we want to reverse. And you're almost always right. So you're driving for every other person. And it's in Nigeria, they'll tell you, if you're driving on the road, you're the only sane person. So see yourself as
well. Every time you travel and you have to drive, honestly, I look at the same way that they
sometimes
move.
you may even have anxiety
blindly because abroad, most of the time they're just driving on. In Nigeria, you can be driving on your right, and somebody will be making one way, driving faster than you,
and they
that even owns that
they
is your
and
challenge you. Now you get the road.
All right, guys, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we hear what the streets are saying concerning the Federal High Court ruling in Abuja that has now allowed the wearing of skirts for female corps members as NYSC uniforms. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. You're still watching Hot Topics right here on Jasiri, your go-to program that blends brains with vibes and all the teas you could ever need. Ooh, I like that. So our first hot topic today takes us straight into the streets of Lagos, where we recently went to check the pulse of the people concerning the ruling of Justice Hawa Yerowa in favor of 2 female corps members, Blessing Ogunjobi and Vivian Ayuba, who challenged the National Youth Service Corps the NYSC and the Director General of the NYSC for violating their human rights and religious beliefs by forcing them to wear NYSC khaki trousers. Now that the judgment not only awarded the ladies 500,000 naira each, but it's also ordered the NYSC to now permit skirts for female corps members with genuine religious objection. This ruling suddenly raises an eyebrow too, and so we wanted to hear from you, and so we took to the streets to hear what they say. Let's watch this together. This is Jasiri on the streets.
When you look at the exercise they are doing during this, what do you call it, during the NYSC, well, that trouser is still necessary. It's still necessary because during the exercise, we have a different type of exercise that they are doing. And when you are taking a skirt for an exercise, you know, there is no way that when a lady wants to put his leg up or something like that, except if they are going to put on a tight under the skirt. But it's better let them, trouser is still better.
To me, it's not acceptable for any lady to wear a skirt because we need to talk about the protect of our children nowadays. In order this, these are that be wearing the clothes and they pass that through their education. So for us to come and for us to come now and say that we wanted to move that system away, to me is not good at all because it's going to link them to many things of embarrassing them in public, in the office. You know, I'm not supporting the government to take the move at all. That is my point.
But to me, trouser I prefer, trouser is better.
There are two dimensions that you look at it. If you look at it from the religious dimension, you will say, no, it's not good. But if you want to be factual and be real, the best thing is for them, women should wear trousers.
And the reason I agree with is that there's advantage on it and there's a disadvantage. The advantage is that when they approve the skirt is that women wearing trousers, if they want to use themselves, it will not be proper for them. Maybe in the public they will need to remove their trousers. But when it's skirt, they can easily bend down and use themselves.
How do you tend to wear skirts with the whole manual task and the like? But if it is due to religion, well, so be it now. If Muslims come today and say, oh, they want to start wearing hijab with their, I think they wear hijab. Okay, they want federal government to sew hijab for them. My dear, I think everybody has their right to do whatever they want to do now.
No, we shouldn't be religion to this at all. What religion is going to do about wearing skirt?
During the NYSC, because you need it, you pass through some rigor, some training, trying to jump obstacles, do this and that. And you know, with this new generation, even if you allow them to wear skirts, maybe they go and alter the skirt, then it becomes a mini and things like that.
My dear, whatever works for you. If it's bomb short you want to wear. If it's pants, but I just feel, I don't know. I think our rights are valid, and I feel individual can choose to wear whatever they want to wear as long as they are comfortable in it, actually. So if you want to wear bomb shorts, my dear, the floor is open. But to me, anything is fine by me. Anything.
If you want to wear bomb shorts, everyone.
But no, because that's the
We said
truth.
it.
And honestly, I feel like this is a standard that we're creating, not just for NYSC, right? NYSC, for example, is a paramilitary program. It's fashioned after the military, right? And uniformity is key. And it's not just because of how you look, it's because of the functionality of the program. The program requires a lot of rigorous work, right? Because they're trying to look at your physical fitness, mental fitness, and all of that. So if you're looking at that, then maybe we'll start considering. I know that there are police women who wear skirts and all, but if we look at functionality, say, I don't know how many police women go to battlefields, you know, go to accost, what do they call them? Bandits, basically. But if you're going to fight that kind of fight, you cannot be contemplating, should I wear skirts, short skirt, long skirt? It's about the functionality. Before we know now, we'll start talking about sexual harassment, abuse, and things like that. I'm not part of the what were you wearing gang, but basically my argument is, if you're doing this program, it's just for 1 year, right? This is the uniform that is required because of the things that you're required to do.
The complexity of this is because it's going to bring a lot of other things.
Yes.
You know, most of the time, it will start as we're talking about, trouser. We always forget that there are many other factions of religion in these our climbs. It's just that Christianity and Islam are the most prominent. But there are other forms, and they do have their rights too. So if this concession is made, look at this lady now. If she's to do that walk we used to do, that walk we would walk. Now they will say, okay, if you're going to do climbing of rope or anything, she'll wear tights under this skirt to be able to hike it up.
And the tights,
will she not be more at risk?
It's trouser shaped. I'm just saying.
And yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Or even if she wears a knicker under this,
it's still
not some form of pants or something that you have to put your legs through? I have no problem with their religious inclination, but the only thing this is going to bring is it's going to bring segregation. That means they are actually either going to exempt them. That means they are not going to be serving these 3 weeks.
Because if you look at it critically, I remember I had a classmate, I don't even know where she is now, all those people that you only see their eyes. Where do you put them in all of this, right? Because if they now come and say, probably they've even served without covering themselves, you won't know because you don't know them. But if they now come and say, you know what, now that this is allowed, the religious exemption should also apply to us. I want to be fully covered when I'm doing the program. How do you now balance that?
I think there has to be something that would give for this to happen. Because like we're talking behind the scenes, I said, how was it in the people before then who've served, how have they done it? There have been people who have been Muslims and also who don't play with their religion as well. And then how did they manage? How did they go through the National Youth Service Corps? And when I was reading out that information, I said, when I say genuine people, genuine religious practitioners, like people who genuinely practice, how do you gauge that, for example? How do you know someone who's genuine in this, worship of it? How do you know? So if you're wearing, I don't have a problem with skirts. I think skirts will look lovely. But like we all have agreed here, the functionality of it. Now, do you put your religion over the functionality of what the NYSC is for? Or there's a way you do it in such a way that you go off the skirts when it's time and then to really... Something has to be...
The only thing is we have not said
the fact is that there would have to be an exemption. There's nobody that would... It's a paramilitary exercise. I climbed ropes and I was big. So you can imagine even the stress.
Because let's not forget, it's no longer for them. If you're wearing a skirt, it will be uncomfortable for the rest of us to watch you climb a rope.
How do you do it?
So you're automatically exempted from it.
And then most of the skirts they're going to wear, they will now start telling you that they can't wear pencil. Because a pencil skirt keeps your legs together.
It can't be pencil.
That means you're thinking of making a NYSC flared gown. Or flared skirt. Because flared skirt is the only thing that can...
A-line skirt. Like
A-line or flared.
But so how am I supposed to stand and watch you climb a rope? It's now uncomfortable for me.
You wear shorts under.
If you're wearing shorts
under, you're wearing under, the fact that I can see under your skirt is uncomfortable for me.
So you're saying like it's double standard and it doesn't make any sense because it
doesn't even make any sense for them to allow them do those activities anymore.
Well, the judge has ruled, and this is what, going forward. Now, we know here in Nigeria, there's one thing about ruling, and there's another thing about the rule actually taking effect. So I don't know between now and then whether it's going to start being implemented by maybe 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years. I don't know. But the dice, like Lolo says, the dice has been rolled. And there will be other things that will come with this ruling. I'm just saying.
I'm just hoping that
God knows what. It will infiltrate and it will seep into other things. It's Nigeria now.
Did you hear one of the reactions? Say, wear bomb shorts. It's not subject to any interpretation. How about if someone says, oh, I'm so comfortable in this kind of shorts? Do you know that even during the NYSC, did some of your colleagues vary their uniforms?
They do.
I saw some girls that made their pants more panty. I even saw some that did skater skirt on their white knicker.
Oh, yeah,
Even the tees.
With a white
maybe-
t-shirt.
Yeah.
Some didn't wear the NYC round neck that if you wash it once, they wore body tops.
Yeah, yeah.
Snatched like Vanessa
I
Williams.
just feel like we lack critical thinking skills in Nigeria, especially when it comes to making these laws, because these are things that it's setting precedents. It's not just going to affect those girls and their families. It's going to, down the line, it's going to cause a lot of trouble, because eventually people will come out, okay, fine, we know that there are people who don't wear shoes, you know, when they wear certain kind of, for their religious purposes. So if they come out and say, we don't want to wear shoes anymore because it goes against our, what would you do? And if they get injured on the campground, it's your fault, because
Because
you made them, exactly. So all of this is just a lot of double standards.
It's
And I
not
think
the
that we
first.
should have thought about it critically before. We cannot be emotional about things like this.
I even find it very ridiculous, honestly. Everything we've said, a double standard will be created. Imagine if Catherine is refusing the doctor's treatment because the lady is an hijabi, your doctor is an hijabi,
And
and
I
you
cannot
say
see
no,
her. Yeah.
you do not want to be touched by a Muslim woman.
There will be a lot of filing for exemptions, I think.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of that.
Yeah.
And probably there will be space. And there will be considerations made because of that. Because it's not something that's sustainable. You can't go for NYC the first 3 weeks that you're in. You have to be... There's nobody will not do mountain climbing. There's something they
It
call
was so much fun,
climbing.
Kathy. That thing that we did, that they
You're
put
crawling
something that you have to
under-
crawl under. You
Religion
were
doesn't
totally
play any part here. You want to
muddied
cover
up.
your head, cover your head. But I think you're pushing now the envelope too much. It doesn't take away your religion or how
all.
you attend to your religion.
just keeps you
For
safe.
now, guy, except you just want to be exempted from the NYSC scheme, then that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
This feels like the beginning of the end of NYSC, as
It has been the beginning of
minute
the
as it
end.
is. It does. Anyway,
Where did you serve?
Oyo State is saying,
Yeah,
it
I
was-
served in
it was
Lagos.
fun.
Kathy served in Bauchi.
I served in Bauchi.
I served.
Wow.
And I'm still
Well,
friends
I
with
camped.
my
I camped in Oyo
co-
State, but I served in Lagos, so I redeployed.
Oh, okay.
I just came
I had
straight
no
from
idea
Abuja
about-
Law School, and we all came to Lagos. Almost all my circle of friends, we served in Lagos. So I don't know if it was a redeployment or anything. I just knew that when I saw my name,
was
Lagos was
Lagos.
in front.
I didn't know anybody when I served. I didn't know anybody. I was always the youngest. Like, you know, I didn't know. And you can be comfortable when you don't know anybody. Like, you go to camp, you don't know anybody. You're just making friends for the first time. But I think things were easier then than now.
Yeah.
Because now, I don't know, you send someone to the north, you're not certain anymore.
I know how
Before
many-
I was looking forward
This
to going.
NYSC,
I went to
this
Jos first.
last posting, I know 5 different parents who did not allow their children to go. Because they put their children in places like Niger, Nasarawa, and they said no.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of
parents
supposed
said
to,
no.
even getting to
With all the insecurity in the country.
Getting to saying that day, I can't remember what happened. I honestly can't. Maybe the car broke down. I got there at 1 a.m.
Jesus.
Yes, it was so scary for me because it was creepy.
those places are
then
usually dark.
it was just so scary. The car was breaking down. Like, God, am I not supposed to go for this thing? Should I just go back home?
Anyway, interesting conversation we've been having so far. We'll be going on a quick break. By the time we return, of course, more hot topics are afoot.
Welcome back to the show. You're still watching Justiri, and we've got a lot more for you. It's hot topics, and of course, it's always special stories, special updates that we've got for you. And we've got one more story to go. Now, in our next story, you might want to be careful what you eat, particularly where you're buying it from. So what you eat and where you eat. A lady mixing harmful coloring agents with spoiled yam flour to produce contaminated elubo issue, right, for unsuspecting consumers has been apprehended in Lagos. Now, the State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, announced her arrest on Friday, July 25. He wrote, "This morning, we received credible intelligence from the chairman of Elubo Sellers Association regarding dangerous food adulteration practices within the market. The report indicated that some unscrupulous traders were mixing harmful coloring agents with spoiled yam flour to produce contaminated elubo issue for unsuspecting consumers to consume. Our KAI enforcement team immediately conducted a 4,282 raid, leading to the arrest of one Mrs. Kendi Raji, who was caught engaging in this criminal activity. We commend the market leadership for bringing this critical public health issue to our attention. Preliminary reports confirm that several consumers have already suffered health complications from consuming this adulterated product. The suspect will be prosecuted in accordance with the relevant law of the Lagos State government. End of quote. What a disaster.
What is she mixing in it?
Apparently chemical.
Is it that, you know, some of these traders, I'm always bewildered. Like, are they doing it from a very honest heart? Like, I don't know, I just mix this thing and it's just to give it a nice color? Do they really know the implication of what they are doing?
Trust me, people know, but unfortunately, we have such a dangerous, and especially in Nigeria, this thing about selfishness, it goes beyond, oh, I'm keeping to myself. It's more of, as long as it doesn't harm me or my family, then we're good. So people don't mind causing harm to other people as long as they don't know them. You see this concept of strangers. People feel like as long as it's not close to me, it's not close to my family, then anything goes. And it's such a dangerous thing, because I know for a fact that she knows the consequences of what she's doing. But because it's giving her... And the unfortunate thing is, how much extra money are you even getting?
How much
destroying people's lives?
How much extra money makes you think that wildly? You never even see better money. You don't be like mad person. So for me, is Lubo has, I want to believe it has a certain way it looks, color.
They make it, it depends. There are two types. Some people would peel the skin off the yam before they make it in, then they will dry the yam itself. Some people actually blend that skin and make a lubo out of it. That's why you see some lubo that is more dark, that's darker. You see some amala, it will be so black. Some will have a medium brownish color, and they make a lubo too of banana.
White.
I mean, they make it of plantains, unripe plantain. They will dry it and blend it too. You
so
say
that's the white back.
Yeah. No, not even the back.
The real plantain.
The real plantain itself. And now I've seen that some people even dry the back and blend with it. They said, oh, it's very good. It has a lot of elas, whatever. So that's basically what they do with elubo.
If this can be happening, I commend Mr. Wahab for this. If this can be happening across all spheres, because we've sat down this table once again. We've had conversations concerning food, and we say we don't even know what we're eating anymore. From GMOs to the fufu thing, and we sat down and said, finally, it's as if Lagos, for example, is paying attention, and we encourage people to speak up. If it's not for the Lubo Association or that body that brought it to the attention, they would not know. And to say that they actually caught the Mrs. Kehinde in the act, they caught her engaging in this criminal activity, according to the statement from
and now, doctors are even saying that there's been an upsurge of colon cancers, you know, and most of these things is about the food that we ingest. We've heard of that chemical beans too, where people actually tell you that for your own good, they use all these chemicals to preserve beans, so that moths and all these weevils will not get into it. Not knowing that some of these chemicals actually are harmful. That's why every day now, almost every time I want to cook beans at home, I encourage my kids to first parboil it and let it boil out, then wash again. Because you don't know what
you're looking at the way to safeguard yourself.
Yes.
You're looking at the way to, you're not in control of what you buy in the market and how they put these things in preservation mode. But you just buy, and you're using street sense, or sense that the information you've gleaned off of your parents, you've seen elderly people do these things, and that's a way of you protecting yourselves. So people out there who don't have the time, suppose you go to a supermarket, for example, and you buy those things that are already sealed, packaged beans, packaged this, packaged that. What do you do?
Standard Organization of Nigeria. They need. I know they're doing a great job, but they need to do more, because sometimes they need to go and test some of these things that we buy off the market. Every one of us goes through the open market to buy elubo that they will just measure for you. I can't remember, maybe because I don't eat elubo as much as I used to when my mom was alive, because that time we would have to go to market and buy the unblended one, and it's such a stress. If you buy the unblended one, you have to blend it in the market, allow it to cool before you bring it home, so it can be a lot.
And that's
so sometimes you just want to buy the ones that's already done and you go home, and these are the ones that people are adulterating.
And this is Kehinde, Mrs. Kehinde, that
and she can't be the only one.
Exactly.
She's just the one that was caught. She might even be
only one that they say the first time you try it, that's the day. She might even be. And so that's the point I was trying to make, because we might say, oh, you know, sometimes people will give you advice, or try and make your food yourself, especially in this fast-paced Lagos. How much time do you have to be making? So the easiest, in fact, now I've been, personally, I love pounded yam, but I can't pound. Even if I can pound, I don't have the time to do that. So, and I don't like the poundo, right? So I've been going around. I only found one that has a semblance. So everybody's looking for the easy way out. But in the meantime, let's take some reactions and even hear what people are saying about this. This one says, food security is very important at this time. One reason I commended the Lagos 500 billion naira food initiative. If well managed and supervised, all this illegality and contamination can be checkmated. What is the Lagos State Market Control and Consumer Protection Mechanics? A state like that not having a systemic standardization control across all markets, but just relying on miraculous whistleblowing to keep consumers safe, we can do better, which is such a strong point. God Almighty bless you really good. It's disheartening people are heartless and wicked. Is this also the work of the government? We are not even, I'll remove the one of, we are the problems. Where's the interview of the woman? The association can't be trusted. If deep investigation being carried out, you will know she's not only the one engaged in these activities. That's another thing, accountability. Clearly, you have your ears on the ground, but this isn't your purview. You should have involved NAFDAC agency. Did you have any scientists in your arresting team? You won a battle but lost the war.
Now, Nigerians must go everywhere.
As it is.
That's what I'm saying.
You'll never see them.
Honestly, I know NAFDAC, Standard Organizations of Nigeria, anybody that's invested in the packaging of food or inspection of it, I really think that they should go all out to do more. Because there's so many factories that everybody is a business owner now. Everybody is producing one product or the other. So how do we ensure that these products are good and fit for consumption? Because some of these people are even faking NAFDAC registration numbers on their products. And that's even packaged ones. This is an open market that this is happening. It's not even those ones you buy in the supermarket that are already sealed in, that you do not even know what they mix together. One time I bought akara off a woman. I knew it in my spirit that from tasting, I just threw it out. It didn't taste like akara to me. And of course, somebody pulled me aside and said, oh, they mix other things with it so that it can swell and be, when you buy from her, akara will look so swollen and so juicy that you want to. I said, why? Why?
How many people will be eating it and spitting
and
it out?
a lot of people, I keep telling people that cheap is not an option.
No.
Sometimes the cheaper. When you see some of this traffic, we see some traffic, you see all this food they sell in traffic, all this packaged food. I always scream at the top of my voice, don't buy it. And you see cornflakes that they sell X amount in traffic.
Humongous.
You see one humongous thing and they'll be telling you 1,000.
I'm telling you.
I said, don't buy it.
It's everywhere.
They
And it's not just cornflakes. Every cereal.
All
you
those
see
funny,
it
funny
large,
things.
plenty. And so again, I think that again, it's not. I won't say that I don't blame people, because people are part of the problem. But then again, sometimes you hear some people say, I think we sat on this table and we talked about how people would rather buy cheap and say things like, after all, it's not like it will kill me immediately. So you wouldn't know that it's a silent killer. And then in old age, you start regretting, oh, I should have done better.
Which old age? In a couple of years, it's catching up to. Look at all the cancers, all the
generation. Like he's even getting
the younger generation.
No.
Then time is such a revealer of things. Sometimes you are overwhelmed by all kinds of illnesses and you don't know where it's coming from.
Yes.
Even if they tell you, does anybody have a history of this in the family?
like,
That's how you just be looking and saying, what are you saying, doctor?
Have you bought even some veggies? That especially that one water leaf. There are two types of it now. There's one that has such a high water content, you will know that this one is modified in some way. Because the other one feels dry.
Yes.
When you use it in your food, you will know the difference from the taste. This one is too dry, you'll be like, something is off here. But if nobody is checking it, even to the farms, and now the conversation of GMOs is everywhere. Silently. Everybody is not, nobody wants to speak about it because everybody is looking at it, afraid of it. I say education is very important. We can't keep, I would say, why do Africans run away from everything they don't understand? And that's why they keep bringing things to us that can harm us. And you do not know because you don't know how these things are done. I have bought Gary before that. Inside the bag, it had molded. I had bought rice that we had to throw half. I was crying tears of real mighty tears because half of the bag was spoiled. That means from when we bought the rice, they had let it sit in water. So we had eaten the top, and now my daughter just put a bowl, and the rice was completely green and moldy. I was like, half a bag of rice. So now when we go to buy rice, you need to see me.
Upside down.
I won't lie to you, it's gruesome. I will make sure they put the rice on the side. I will check it from this end. I'll check it from the middle. I will check it because sometimes you can't ask them to open it.
You can't,
so I'll chook this thing here, chook it there, chook it here.
Must you do James Bond to buy products?
If it has happened to you, would you take extra care? And now there are so many species of things that you be like, now I'm seeing variations of beans. We need the standard organization to really step up. I've seen beans now that look so white, and it's not white beans. It's not that black-eyed white beans. I'm like, see, what species is this one again? Hey, God. If you put it in water, it cooks in. When I was young, beans was a ceremonious meal. If you're going to eat beans tomorrow, you start cooking beans today. So that by the time it's cooked, my stepmom, I remember, when she cooks it completely today, the next day is when they'll put pepper, put everything,
ingredients,
porridge it, and then we'll consume it. But now, beans will just cook in 20 minutes.
Honestly, it's not normal, huh?
I say it in c'est pas normal. Even me, I know that one. If I don't get any
honestly, Nigerians, we are our own problems. I like that comment that someone made because it's not this. You cannot blame the government for this. You cannot blame the regulatory agencies for this. You are seeing this has even gone beyond see something, say something. We are now part of the something they are saying, which is a bad thing. To consider. But anyways, we'll go on a short break. The conversation is nowhere near over because we have some more stories for you. So stay with us. It's still just Siri.
On Thursday, July 31st, the Federal Executive Council approved what may become one of the most significant infrastructure investments in Nigeria's aviation sector. A whopping total of just 712.26 billion has been earmarked for the complete rehabilitation of the Terminal 1 at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. Now, this is a part of a broader 900 billion naira upgrade targeting aviation infrastructure across the country. According to the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, the contract has been awarded to China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, that's CCECC. The plan involves stripping the existing terminal to its frame and rebuilding it with modern mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems.
So beyond Terminal 1, the project includes the expansion of Terminal 2 with provisions for a new apron, access roads, bridges, and also support facilities. In terms of security, the FEC has also approved a 49.9 billion naira perimeter fencing project at the Lagos Airport. It will feature a 14.6 kilometer steel barrier, intrusion detective systems, CCTV, solar-powered lighting, and the Central Command Center for real-time monitoring. But as always, the public conversation continues. What does this mean for local air travel? How will the timeline of execution and transparency be managed? What ripple effect might this have across other airports nationwide? Why now? This is a developing story, and we'll be watching closely on this one. But let's see what Nigerians have been saying about this, and then I want to hear what the ladies also have to say about it. Is it not unfair that Lagos gets the bulk of the funds while other airports receive far less? Isn't this a form of favoritism or ethnic bias? Why a single airport, specifically Lagos, is receiving such a large share of the aviation budget? Several factors could help explain this decision beyond ethnic or regional favoritism. That said, it's important for the government to be transparent and equitable. All regions deserve improved infrastructure. Public scrutiny and accountability are essential to ensure that development is balanced and not skewed by favoritism. Are there no industries to build? Why is the whole budget going to renovations? It's either the government is renovating the conference center in Abuja and that of the airport in Lagos. The next will be a renovation of entire Lagos state. Some people will say why Lagos is getting so much development or more. Who are these people now? Did we graduate school with all these typos? Some people will say, why is Lagos getting so much development? My answer would be, when someone from your place climbs to a powerful position, let them attract development to their own area. Tinubu is solidifying the future of the West from seaports to airports and other sectors. What is this? The way our government has neglected millions and now counting in billions is amazing. Meanwhile, an average citizen like myself, I like that, of the country can't boast of 500,000. As a matter of fact, what's the cost of a new airport? I'm sure they will estimate it in trillions. Almost 1 trillion naira to be embezzled and siphoned in the name of rehabilitating an airport terminal. There's no economy anywhere around the world that will survive the mindless political looting going on in Nigeria. This better explains why Nigerians live through pains and hardships from day to day. 900 billion for what, please? If you don't know, that's approximately 1 trillion. Did they buy it from scratch?
Did they build it?
Oh, did they build it from scratch?
Okay. All right. Now, this is a lot. And I don't blame Nigerians for asking, because it's like a woman takes list to her husband and say, I need 500K for shopping. The first question is what? For what?
For what? Yes.
So Nigerians are reacting for what?
Yeah.
Are you saying in este momento, the most important thing we have to do is to rebuild an airport terminal, not the entire airport, to rebuild a terminal? So you ask yourself, so we're asking ourselves the question, and I'm sure Lolo, my darling sister, must be tired of saying that we always put the cart before the horse. We always do it. Is this what Nigeria needs at this moment? We're talking about nurses striking. We're talking about the dearth of lecturers in tertiary institutions. We're talking about so much more. The doctors are threatening to go on a 21-day, I think, strike. And we're saying that the airports are our priority as a people. How many people even use that? How many flights landed?
So it's about the terminals. Sometimes I actually know that, maybe because I would say that Lagos terminal is the busiest. I'm not saying Abuja too is not busy, but a lot of ingress, because in these times I've heard of 1 or 2 mishaps, like maybe a plane.
No, it's fine. We're not saying that is not, shouldn't be done. We're saying in this moment, because I would understand, you carry lists now.
Their priorities are not your priorities.
So because I would understand again that, you know, they're trying to boost hospitality for international investors.
Through the Lagos,
these people are local airports.
So that's what I'm saying. That
we should focus on. If you have traveled in recent times, you just be like, especially if you have been in other climes, I cannot lie. Even the new wing that I have used, it's still lackluster to me. Because if you've been even to Ghana.
Yes, I know. Ghana. That's what I'm saying. We call it the old airport. The Lagos, that old airport. If we have issues with that, and looking at diverting money to more important projects. We can maximize the MM2.
Okay, all right.
Why are you giving
When you
them?
go to the
Why are you
market-
giving them? They're supposed to come to you for consultation.
We will continue. You think they care? We'll continue
They
this
can't wait
conversation.
on this
But
one,
we've
no.
come to the end of the show and the end of the week, but the beginning of the month. And I must say, it's been
Yes,
really
Happy New
wonderful
Month,
and
ladies.
insightful conversations from over here. And it even gets better next week. So don't forget to join us. But for now, do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't do what we won't do.
How
It's
do you know
bye
what we
from
won't
here. I don't know, but just don't do what you don't think you will do. It's bye from me and the ladies.